courts with the latest. Francis, good morning. I can see you're outside the premises. So what time are we expecting this sentencing to actually happen? Have you been able to spot Ruth Kamande? And one more, can you tell us about what to expect today?
Good morning, Betty. There is a clear indication that the case should be commencing this morning. Any moment from now, we will be getting into the courtroom to hear, of course, this being the judgment day for Ruth Kamande, popularly referred to as Miss Langata 2016, of course, having gotten that crown in the year 2016. This is a huge case that has been in court for the last 3 years, and finally it is judgment day. This is the sentencing of Ruth Kamande, who was found guilty of murdering her boyfriend Farid Mohammed in the year 2015. That was in September at Buruburu. And therefore, there is a lot of interest in this case. We're seeing family members, we're seeing counsels getting into the court. Of course, today there won't be much really to hear from the counsels, but much will be heard from Justice Jesse Lesit, who will be making the final determination to tell to know how the sentencing will be given actually by the justice to this lady. And therefore, this moment we understand that, of course, family members and many other people have already found themselves here at the court. They've taken their places in the courtroom. Therefore, all eyes will be fixed on listening how the judgment will be delivered by Justice Jesse Lesit. At this moment, we understand there were, of course, a lot of issues that followed this particular case. There was a moment that the court submitted, rather herself, Ruth Kamande submitted that she was remorseful of what she had done. She regretted of whatever she had done, and she was a changed person. And she actually pleaded to the court to allow her out and forgive her. But Betty, the law is on us, and at this juncture, of course, it has already been determined that she was guilty. Justice Lesit made it quite clear that 22 stabs on the boyfriend wasn't the self-defense that she had indicated in court that she was doing she did that because of self-defense. She found it was malicious, and that is why she's now before the court here, and it will be now a moment to know how much, to what extent the sentencing will be delivered. And any moment from now, we will be, of course, listening to what Justice Lesit will be saying.
We await that to happen. Of course, this is something that many Kenyans have been following for quite some time. You mentioned that, she has come out to say that indeed she is remorseful of her actions, but is she ready for the kind of sentencing that, we expect maybe will be meted on her?
Betty, there has been an interesting discussion online following since it was declared that she was found guilty of the murder. There has been a lot of discussions. People have been saying that we've seen her because she has been popular. She's actually perhaps one of the most famous remandees, rather people who've been in prison here in Kenya, because we've seen a lot of things coming out of her. She's been an ambassador of so many things since she was crowned as a 2016 Langata Women's Miss Langata 2016. There has been a lot of she has sort of become a fan favorite for many Kenyans, and those discussions have been following. Many have been saying now that we've seen her change. Perhaps the court should reconsider this judgment, but as we've said, the law is another thing, and therefore that is why the axe still fell on her. So today it will be to hear how much and to what extent the Justice Lesit will be sentencing her, of course, having been in remand for the last 3 years at Langata Women's Prison, Betty.
All right, so we've had what she's had to say over the last couple of years, about her being remorseful. But have we ever heard anything from the family of Farid Mohammed, who was a victim of her actions?
Sorry, if you could take...
Right, Francis, I hope I still have you and you can hear me. I'm just asking about the family of Farid Mohammed. Of course, he was a victim, and I can imagine as much as, Ruth has come out to say that she is indeed remorseful of her actions, have we ever heard anything about his family and what they think about this whole thing?
We are yet to really have a closer interaction with the family members. Perhaps we will have that opportunity once the judgment has been delivered. But then it is quite expected that many people will want to side with her, having heard that sort of, she has endeared herself to many, especially her family, and also many out here. We expect the discussion really to kick off on people who will be trying to say that, yes, we've seen her change in character, change in our way of behaviors while in remand, and therefore we will want to see her out. We will want to see her given another chance in life. That is a discussion that at this juncture has been whitewashed by what Justice Jessie Lesit said, that she has been found guilty to have murdered the boyfriend. And there will be the other discussion on the other side that some actually are finding it quite difficult to comprehend how she will have made 22 stabs on her late boyfriend, that is back in 2015 at Buruburu. And therefore, in those class, or rather in those ilk of people, they will want to see justice delivered at this moment, because this is a boy, this is a man who was at his prime and who was, of course, with his family. And therefore, the other family will also want to see justice delivered on this occasion. So we're actually going to see two families here in court, one that is keen to see justice, one that is keen to see whether they can, this move can be reconsidered, and Ruth Kamande is given leeway and gets out of this. But at this moment, it has already been decided that she was found guilty. There were, of course, police and witnesses said that at that time when they had gone to that particular place where the incident happened, they even found Ruth Kamande herself having stabbed herself in the stomach and in the hands. But of course, she was taken to hospital. There is the nearby Metropolitan Hospital where she was taken for treatment. And after treatment now, she was taken to court, later now remanded at the Langata Women's Prison. And therefore, it's a cross-cutting discussion that will have people showing remorse. There will be people showing, rather, saying that justice has to be delivered on this, and that is, of course, what the court will be making that determination here. The sentencing will be on any moment from now, Betty.
All right, Francis Ontomo there, joining us from the Milimani Local